All right, here we go with the first lesson, first two things to practice. And just in case I forget, there is a video I want you to watch, or I need you to watch. It goes over in detail how to practice this stuff, okay? So if I forget to send the link in this email, there is that link to the video in the email signature, like it's always there, on how to practice your lessons. So again, it's going to go over in detail how to do this stuff, like when to increase your metronome, what to do when a mistake is made, stuff like that. The only thing that's really different now versus when I made the video is the repetition stuff at the end of the practice session. So before I had people play things twice, then three times, then four. Now we just go straight into the four because it feels like a much better approach overall. So yeah, you're going to be starting at 60 beats per minute here and following that metronome method where you play it correctly once and then you go up 5 and then you just keep going up 5 beats per minute every time you play it correctly. So we're going to be working this progression up without the repeats and then add the repeats in at the end. So like it says here, for you, because we got the two things, we're going to have 15 minutes for number one, getting as fast as you can in those 15 minutes. And then after that, we're going to spend about 5 minutes. It should be about 5 minutes total, or not total. Shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes to add in the 4 repetitions. If it does take a little bit longer, that's okay, but we want to try not to go past 20 minutes total on one exercise or one progression, because we don't want to, overdo it and get too exhausted for the other stuff. Also, while I'm thinking about it, so in addition to these two things that you're going to be working on, still make sure that you play other things that you have fun with. Anything that you want to work on is totally fine. You don't have to just do these things. Do this, yes, but do whatever else you want to. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, you're going to, again, spend like your 15 minutes getting this one as fast as you can. Then you add in the repetitions at the end. Now, it does say there, once you reach 15 minutes, add in the repeat. So let's say you get up to 200 beats per minute. If it feels like you can still go faster, even though you reached 15 minutes, stay there anyway. Stay at the 200 beats per minute and start adding in the repetitions. Now, if it feels like you maxed out in less than 15 minutes, let's say you got to 300 in like 12 minutes, and there's no way you're going any faster than that. That's great. That's fine. But don't do the repeats at the 300 where you maxed out. I would drop it down to like 280 and start trying to do the repetitions there. Because if you truly maxed out, there's no way you're getting all 4 repetitions in. There's no way you shouldn't be able to get even 2 repetitions in. So anyway, if you have any questions about that, please let me know. If you have any questions after watching that video on how to practice your lessons, definitely let me know. So let's get into this. This one here is addressing some issues that I heard in the stuff that you submitted the first time. So some of the things weren't being counted properly. Some stuff was being treated as rests when they were not rests. So we're going to get that polished up here. So what we have here, that's your quarter note, which gets 1 beat. And then here is a dotted half note, which gets 3 beats. So it seemed like you understood like quarter note, half note, and whole note based on how you played things. It's just when the dotted half notes came into play, also with these ties here, that's when things seem to be a little bit off. So if you do have any questions about whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, things like that, let me know. I'm just going to assume that you do understand what whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes are because of what you demonstrated. But if you don't know, tell me. Please do, because I want you and need you to know what those things are. So, 4/4 time signature. So just in case you don't know what that is, a lot of people understand, like, yeah, that means there's 4 beats. Then that's true. But the top number of the 4/4 time signature tells you that we have the 4 beats, but the bottom number tells you what the value of 1 beat is. So the 4 on the bottom is for the quarter note. So 4 quarter notes fill up the bar, and each quarter note equals 1 beat. So we can have the top number be anything in a time signature. Anything. So you could have like 7/4, and that would mean you have 7 beats fill up the bar, and a quarter note still gets 1 beat. You can have 7/8, which means you have 7 beats that fill up the bar, but the 8th note gets the value of 1 beat. We're definitely not doing that today, but just a little example to explain what time signatures are telling you. So again, the top number, it can be anything because the top number says how many beats are in the bar. The bottom number tells you the value of 1 beat. The bottom number can be 1 for a whole note, 2 for half note, 4 for quarter note, 8 for eighth note, 16 for 16th note, 32 for 32nd. That's very rare. And Guitar Pro won't even let you do this, but 64 for 64th notes. But I don't think I've ever seen anything with a 64 on the bottom in a time signature, because that would be ridiculous. Anyway, all right, so playing along with this, I'm going to demonstrate this at like 4 different speeds, plus another speed for the repetitions, so you hear how the repetition stuff goes. But yeah, you still go up in 5s, okay? And then what I would like you to do when it comes time to submit your material, record your entire final practice session, the whole thing, and send that over. So you might want to just make 2 videos, so full practice session for number 1, full practice session for number 2. This way I can check things out, make sure things are being done the way we want them to be, so you get the most out of this. So yeah, the entire practice session, okay? Including the repeats, so this way I can know for sure you're definitely following what we want, so you get the most out of this. All right, so playing along with the metronome, what I want you to do here is count all 4 beats as much as you can. Eventually, you might be going too fast for you to keep counting out loud, so not a big deal if you start kind of not counting at the faster speeds. But at the slow speeds, from at least 60 to 120, definitely count out loud. This is super important stuff. Really helps build a great foundation. So, note values. We were starting to get into that, and then I started going off on the time signatures. So yeah, there's your quarter note, so that gets 1 beat. So that's your dotted half note, that gets 3 beats. So you're going to play this on beat number 2, and it rings out across 3 and 4. So then we do the same rhythm here. We play on beats 1 and 2, and then that rings out across beats 2, 3, and 4. Here we have the dotted half note at the beginning. So we play on beat number 1 here. That rings out for 3 beats. And then the quarter note, which rings out for just the 1. So this rings out across beats 1, 2, and 3. This is played on beat number 4. Same thing here. We got the dotted half note at the beginning, which again lasts 3 beats long. And then we have this quarter note tied to another quarter note. So this is being tied across the bar line. So this means you strum on beat number 4, and it will ring out across beat number 1 of the next bar. So whenever you see stuff in parentheses, you're not strumming anything, you're not picking anything. It's like ringing out from some other place. So ringing out from the previous bar is what's happening here. So you do strum again on beat number 2. So there's your half note, which gets 2 beats long. So you're strumming on beat number 2, so that will ring out across beats 2 and 3. And then we have that quarter note on beat number 4 again, tied into beat number 1 of the next bar once more. Half note getting a count of 2. Quarter note played on beat number 4. And then here we got the whole note at the end, which does get 4 beats. However, to simplify the practice, we're just going to hit the chord and be done with it. It's just easier to fill up the last bar with the whole note because that's what fills up the bar entirely. But we're just going to hit that and be done with it and just increase that metronome right away. So for what you and I are doing, you do not need to let this chord ring out all 4 beats. In fact, do not let that chord ring out all 4 beats because that's wasted time to go up to the next speed. But if you were just following a song, an actual piece of music, then yes, you would need to have that ring out all 4 beats because that's what it's telling you to do. So, here we go. 60 beats per minute. Number 1. I'm going to count off 4 so you can follow along with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. So remember, we are working this up without the repeats first. Repeats will come later. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I'm going to go back to, say, 160 for the repeats here. Now, just because I'm going to 160 does not mean you need to go to 160. You go to whatever speed is going to be appropriate for you. Whether that's 210, 195, doesn't matter. Just whatever is going to work for you, okay? So, 160, this is how it should go with all 4 repetitions. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That may have been 5. It's definitely easy to forget what repetition you're on doing this stuff. So I always opt for just do another one. If you're unsure if you're on repetition 3 or 4, just do another one to make sure you got all 4. All right, next. So when you played your, you submitted that stuff at first. So remember, like the 60, 120, and 180, the rhythm was good there. But the 240 after that, it was off. So we're going to have just a good old steady eighth note pattern here. Work it up in the 5s, just like I talked about. And let's see if that helps make sure that this thing stays, perfect the whole way through and get you more used to hearing that click and clicking fast and being able to follow it along accurately. Okay, so down to 60. And what we're going to do is alternate pick this. So basically when that metronome clicks, we're strumming down. And in between the clicks, we're going to come up. So just down, up the whole time. Going to be syncing up the down beat with the downstroke, the upbeat with the upstroke. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 done. 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. $180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And with the repetition at 240, 4 times through. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And that is that. Okay. So yeah, again, please watch that video on how to practice your lessons. It's going to cover a lot of very, very important things. And of course, any questions come up, any questions come up, let me know. And I will see you next week in your videos.